Welcome back, guys, and today, for those of you who don't snipe, you are in the right place because we're looking at investments again. So if you want a team like mine or a team that's even better, you are in the right place because I'm going to teach you how to invest all of your coins right now to absolutely double and triple them. Remember, guys, if you do subscribe, to send proof over on Instagram, which will enter you into a giveaway for one of 9 sets of FIFA points. And of course, if you do want some coins in a bit of a quicker way, well, if you guys are fed up of coming against nicks like me and foot champs who use loans and OP cards from day one,
I'm getting really sick of you! Get out now!
Then you need to head over to mitchcactus.com, where not only can you buy the cheapest and most reliable FIFA coins on the EA market, you'll find over 10,000 reviews from people who have used the services and enjoyed them in the past. So make sure to head over to mitchcactus.com and use code RECALL for 5% off. Now, first of all, we're going back to the SBC screen, and we haven't been here for a while because there hasn't been much coming out that's really going to be relevant to investments, but we have just finally received, if I can find them, the League SBCs. So if we go along here, and I don't know where they should be, it looks like they are in upgrades. So we've got the premium and the mixed leagues upgrades SBCs. And this does mean we've now got a very easy set of investment routes. Of course, with some of these, you're going to need 11 players from the same team or 11 players from the same league. And a lot of the times, these solutions will overlap with players, and there's going to be a few players who are going to rock it up and down. So if we head over to Footbin, as you can see, you want to pop yourself in the top there, go over to SBCs, and you want to go for Premium League and, of course, the Standard League SBCs. So we'll grab the premium one. As we can see, that's likely the one that's going to have the most price fixed players. We're looking at a total of around 40k for the SBC. So let's have a look at this one here. So League One and Eredivisie. If we head over to this squad here, let's open a few links in the tabs and let's just compare the squads that we've got, see if there's some overlapping players that we can use. So as you can see, we've got people using the League One route, we've got people using the Eredivisie route, and then we've also got the Eredivisie route here. Now, of course, a lot of these players do look like they're price fixable. We've got bronzes and we've got silvers here. So what you want to do is you want to come across players like this. So Vejinovic, if we go on him, if you take a look at his graph, this guy has been pretty cheap the entirety of the game, barely gone up above sort of 3, 4, 500 coins and really staying there. And then, of course, now he's sat at 2.1k at the moment. So what you do, of course, is you find the players like Vejinovic, and you find there's probably going to be a few from the Eredivisie, there's going to be a few from League One, and what you want to do is just write those names down, whether it be on your notes or on your phone, wherever it may be, and you want to find about 10 of these players. Now, what you want to do next, once you've found a player, is, of course, if you can't be asked to write them down, you can actually go pop this guy in your transfer targets. Now, I absolutely know I've missed a very good snipe there, and the chances are when we go back on, that's going to be gone. Maybe not, maybe not. Okay, that's a dub. So we've got one there that's going to go up. I can put that one up realistically for what, 2k maybe? Now, realistically, the card itself is going to go up and down. So as you can see right now, there was one for 850 on the market. Now everything's sort of at the 2k mark. So we probably could have got more profit out of that one. But what you want to do is wait for this guy to no longer be in a top squad on Footbin. And you don't have to keep checking Footbin for this. All you've got to do is go over to your transfer target. Of course, that one's no longer on there because you've purchased it, and just compare price off of that. Once you see the card going down and having buy nows that are maybe below the K mark, you pick a ton up, wait till he's back in the recommended squad, or even make a squad yourself so that he's in there, and then you go again. Now, this formula can be used on a lot of players. You could do this with a lot of the mixed league teams and a lot of the mixed league nations, and it's a really good way to invest on a shorter term where you can pretty much roll out your value quite quickly. Now, the next investment piece we want to be looking at the minute is 83s, 84s, and 85s. Right now, they're all pretty reasonably priced. 83s are sat at about 1.2k. You want to try and pick them up for a k if you can for your investments. We've got 84s at 3.6. If you can get them at 3.2, 3.3, or 3.4, you're at a reasonable rate. Of course, if you want to snipe for the investment, you can do that. I personally like to snipe my investments because it gives you that added value immediately. And then, of course, we've got the 85s. They're at 7.7. If we can get them more on a 7k mark, it's probably a better position to be in. Now, the reason is because right now, fodder is actually in the mud. It's very difficult to actually get fodder yourself. And of course, everyone is wasting it constantly because we've always got SBCs coming out. What it does mean is if you can stock up on fodder at the minute, you're probably in the best position in terms of investing. So as you can see, Berardi, being that he's the top recommended 85 on Footbin, he's obviously going to be a little bit more expensive than he should be. So just looking at some of the other ones, if we go for the likes of things like Kira Walsh, you want to kind of think outside the box of these and just go away from that top 10 that you see on Footbin because they're usually going to be a little bit more expensive. I do think hopefully Oh, it looks like all 85s have pretty much shot up. So there's probably an SBC coming soon that's going to probably affect these even more. But you want to get in while you can. If you've got any 85s in your club that are tradable, I would suggest that you put them up for grabs. Obviously, having untradables in your club is better. We're just going to have a look through some of the other few. So you've got the likes of Navas there. Now, right now, people are already investing in these. So you've got to bear in mind, we might not be able to get the perfect in point. There are going to be people who are already in. But when you've got Navas there for 7.5, I mean, we'd like it lower, but 7.5 being that they've all actually rose to 8 now, that's all right. We can take that. So Navas there at 7.5. Let's have a look at Sauerbrunn. A lot of female players, I think, based on their rating, unless you get to the kind of the Katotos and players like that everyone know are really good, a lot of the female players are cheaper than they should be. So you can get yourself a lot better deals on them. It just seems to be how the game is this year. It's a little bit easier to snag a good buy on a female player at the minute. We want a 7.5, I think, is probably the highest we'll go at the minute, but we'll take them. You want to go for the likes of, you've got a few. If we go over to the Bundesliga, the female Bundesliga, I think there's a couple in Wolfsburg. Head over to Playstyles, Germany, GBFL, and Wolfsburg. We've actually got a couple here. So you've got Pop, you've got Orderbuff, you've also got the 85, who doesn't seem to be popping up, but definitely is in the filter. Ah, there she is. So we've got this one here. So actually you can use this as a sniping filter, but also to do a formula to just pick up those lower ones. So we're looking at 7.9. As you can see, we realistically just want to get her for 7.5. All the 84s we're going for, or 85, sorry, we want to get at 7.5. Obviously, initially, we were looking at getting it lower, but because the market has risen already, it's actually a good position to be. 7.5, they're currently worth about 8, so we can take that, even though it's going to be, it's not a loss, it's just not where we wanted it to be at. We can accept that because we know we're going to get profit either way. So 6.5, I mean, that is why you do this filter rather than do it as a straight investment. I mean, that if we'd have got that, firstly, it would have been about 25k profit anyway. I'm sorry, who is listing Pop constantly at 6.5k? Whoever that is, you're nuts, but I'm definitely going to be, there may be some bots on this filter later. I'll be totally honest with you guys. Because I'm not I mean, surely that's fake. Surely that's not real. Now, heading over to the 84s, I would say put yourself in a position where you can just snag a few of these on a filter. The easiest one, I would say, to be honest, is to go over to Arsenal, go over to Brazil, and you've literally just got 84s galore. So you've got Gabriel on the bottom end, you've also got Martinelli, you've got Jesus. They're all pretty much at the same price now. We're looking for, I mean, 3.6 is kind of the going rate. I would say we want to get these at 3.3. 3.6, there's nothing. 3.7, I mean, if we can get them, well, I mean, yeah, there was no chance after skipping that. If we can get these at maybe 3.4, 3.3, it's a little bit, I think because the market's already risen, I do believe maybe this video should have came out a day before it has, but you can get in on the sniping front. So the thing is, you kind of got to do both things, because a lot of these, they're not mad snipes. It's not like where we're going for like big profit out of it. I'm not making hundreds of coins or 1,000 coins out of these. You're a couple hundred coins below the mark, which is a lot easier to get than when you're going for profit sniping. Because we're using these as investment, I'm holding them and will be until they rise a little bit more. I think that 84s can at least go to 5k potentially. I think 85s we should see it around 9k if there's a big SBC that drops. I think the hero one is probably the one that comes to mind as something that's really going to shut up the market a bit. And the other thing you can do to make coins right now, which is really simple and easy, is you go over to the channel, you click subscribe, and you return to every single video. And I promise you, you'll have a coin balance that's even bigger than mine. Bigger than mine, because I don't even have time to trade as much as I should. So you guys, with the time you've got, you'll be able to make a ton. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.